He wasn't talking about you, he was talking about autistic people with more severe needs or autistic people who can't speak. That's a common theme that I noticed from the comments on my recent video where I discussed the history of autism, eugenics, and how it all ties into the rhetoric that RFK Jr. is using in regards to autism. And yes, that's true. He later clarified that in his remarks he was talking about more severe cases of autism. And with all of that said, that backs up my point even further, that this sort of rhetoric is dangerous and harmful. And by knowing the history of autism and by knowing the history of disabled people in this country and around the world, that there could be some dangerous consequences that come from this. We also have to remember that this is coming from an administration that has done away with many policies that help support autistic folks and disabled folks, and a president who has repeatedly mocked those who are disabled. I gotta be honest, one of the things that I've been feeling lately is a lot of sadness. Sadness that these fallacies are being spewed and that those in the autistic community who are the most vulnerable are being preyed upon. One thing that I've noticed is that some, definitely not all, but some parents of children on the autism spectrum with higher support needs are in support of what RFK Jr. is doing. And you know what? On the surface, I don't blame them. Throughout history, there hasn't been much support for their child or for them as caregivers. And it's really unfortunate that this administration is like dangling hope up here and they're catching the bait in hopes of some sort of breakthrough. And from a zoomed out perspective, I can see that what's actually happening is that this rhetoric at the top is trying to divide us at the bottom. What's happening is that autism is already so greatly misunderstood. And this hope that they are trying to provide is actually full of more misinformation. Misinformation that will not just continue this misunderstanding that society has of autistic people, but misinformation that can actually cause real harm. And that's why I feel like it is important for me to continue speaking out about this. I know the history about how disabled people have been treated in this country and around the world, and how disabled people still are treated in this country and around the world. It's gotten a little better, but there is still so much ableism that exists. And I don't throw around the word ableism lightly. It's not a buzzword. It's something that greatly impacts disabled people every single day. And my wish is that we can all come together as a community. Like I said, this rhetoric is meant to divide us so that more people are in fear, and in turn, more people will keep buying into the lies where they keep claiming that they're the savior and that they're going to resolve the fear. And so, yes, I'm going to continue speaking on this. And I can recognize the harm that's being done to disabled people, to autistic folks, and to the communities that they have around them.